Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Bible in a year as part of discipling. We are currently reading from the book of Deuteronomy. We are in chapter 26 of Deuteronomy, and we're talking about thanksgiving for harvests. Deuteronomy 26. When you have come into the land which the Lord your God is giving you as a heritage, and have occupied it and settled in it, you shall take some of the first fruits in the various products of the soil which you harvest from the land which the Lord gives you, and putting them in a basket, you shall go to the place with which the Lord your God chooses for his dwelling place for his name. There you shall go to the priest in the office at the time and say to him, Today I acknowledge to the Lord my God that I have indeed come into the land which he swore to our fathers he would give us. The priest shall receive the basket from you and shall set it in front of the altar of the Lord your God. Then you shall declare before the Lord your God, My father was a wandering Aramean, who went down to Egypt with a small household and lived there as an alien. But there he became a nation great, strong and numerous. When the Egyptians maltreated and oppressed us, yeah, verse 6. When the Egyptians maltreated and oppressed us, imposing hard labor upon us, we cried out to the Lord, to the God of our fathers, and he heard our cry and saw our affliction, our toil and our oppression. He brought us out of the land of Egypt with his strong hand and outstretched arm, with terrifying power, with signs and wonders, and bringing us into his country. He gave us this land flowing with milk and honey. Therefore, I have now brought you the first fruits of the products of the soil, which you, the Lord, have given me. And having set them before the Lord your God, you shall bow down in his presence. Then you and your family, together with the Levite and the aliens who live among you, shall make merry over all these good things that which your Lord God has given you. Mm. Okay. Now I want I think in verse 5, the actual prayer the Israelite is meant to say, My father was a wandering Aramean. Aramean, in this context, is to show how they were a pastoral community. They used to move from place to place. And of course, we know this person who moved down to Egypt was of initially Joseph, but of course it's Jacob who moves with his sons down into um, Egypt and becomes a great nation. So Aramean might not necessarily mean the tribe, but the nature in which how they lived. Yeah, so they were wandering Aramean. They were a nomadic tribe just moving around. We are in So that's the prayer of thanksgiving over the harvest. Now let's look at the prayer that they would do over the tithes. Verse 12. When you have finished setting aside all the tithes of your produce in the third year, the year of the tithes, and you have given them to the Levite, the alien, the orphan, and the widow, and they may eat their fill in your own community, you shall declare to the Lord your God. So this is it. I have purged my house of sacred portion, and I have given it to the Levite, the alien, the orphan, and the widow, just as you have commanded me. In this I have not broken or forgotten any of your commandments. I have not eaten any of the tithe of as a mourner. I have not bought any of it as one unclean. I have not offered any of it to the dead. I have thus hearkened to the voice of the Lord my God, doing just as you have commanded me. Look down then from heaven, your holy abode, and bless your people Israel and the soil you have given us in the land flowing with milk and honey, which you promised on oath to our fathers. That's the prayer you make after offering a tithe. It's such a beautiful prayer. This day the Lord your God commands you to observe these statutes and decrees. Be careful then to observe them with all your heart and with all your soul. Today you are making this agreement with the Lord who is to be your God, and you are to walk in his ways and observe his statutes, commandments, decrees, and to hearken his voice. And today the Lord is making this agreement with you. You are to be a people peculiarly to his own, set aside, set apart as his own, as he promised you, and provided you keep all his commandments. What's the condition of God making you his peculiarly his own? That you follow his commandments. He will then raise you high in praise and renown and glory above all other nations he has made, and you will be a people sacred to the Lord your God as he promised. Now, this is a blessing to the Israelites, but we also know it's a blessing to all mankind, because through Abraham, all nations of the earth will be blessed. So, what is God saying? For me to raise you up, to make you renowned, that means have influence, and that your glory, my glory, may be seen in you. Follow my commandments. That's it. We move to find chapter 27, where we'll see the last words of Moses.